What we normalize. What you normalize will eventually define your leadership. Not what you say you value, not what you intend to change, but what you consistently allow, tolerate, and move past without addressing. That becomes the standard. Liberation. Normalization can keep you stuck. Many leaders are operating inside patterns they did not choose, but learn to accept. Overworking becomes just part of the job. Disrespect becomes just how they are. Exclusion becomes, I'll just work around it. Over time, what once felt wrong starts to feel familiar. And familiarity can be dangerous because when you normalize misalignment, you stop questioning it. Liberation begins when you interrupt that pattern. When you ask, why have I accepted this? When did this become okay? What am I tolerating that is costing me? You cannot change what you have made normal. Visibility. What you allow teaches others what's acceptable. Leaders don't just set direction, they set standards. And those standards are not created through policy. They are created through behavior. What you ignore becomes permission. What you tolerate becomes culture. If you consistently allow poor communication, lack of accountability, inequitable treatment, then people will assume that is acceptable. Not because you said it was, but because you allowed it to continue. Your silence speaks, your inaction signals, and people are always watching what you reinforce. Transformation. Changing what has been accepted. Transformation does not begin with new ideas. It begins with the refusal to continue what no longer works. Every system has normalized behaviors that limit growth, outdated practices, unspoken biases, patterns that go unchallenged. Leaders who create change are the ones who say, this may be common, but it is no longer acceptable. They disrupt patterns. They challenge assumptions. They reset expectations. Because systems don't shift when people adapt to them. They shift when leaders stop normalizing what needs to change. Integration. The reality. Here's the reality most people avoid. You have benefited from some of what you've normalized. And you have been harmed by it too. That's why it's hard to change. Normalization creates comfort even when it creates cost. You may know something is wrong, but it still feels easier to manage it than confront it. Integration means holding both truths. This worked for me at one point, and it no longer serves who I am becoming. That's where real leadership begins. The final truth. Normalization is not passive. It is a decision repeated over time. Every time you stay silent, move past something misaligned, choose comfort over clarity, you reinforce the standard. And every time you name what's not working, challenge what's been accepted, hold the line on what matters, you raised it. Closing reflection. The question is not what is happening around me. The deeper question is, what have I normalized that I am no longer willing to carry forward? Because the moment you stop normalizing what no longer serves you, it's the moment you stop adapting to the system and start leading in a way that changes it.